This
objective of
conference will now be recorded.
okay. So I have started recording the session. Okay, there are a lot of things to cover, and before we proceed further, I want to give brief introduction on the SAP for the people who don't know. Okay, but people who know about it got to be a bit patience. Okay. Once you are familiar, since you guys are familiar in the ECC side of it, so going forward, I would be covering all these topics in the S4 HANA, like what is a business partner approach, how the output control works in PRF plus, then how the credit management in FSCM, that is financial supply chain management, how it works in S4 HANA, and how the batch management, how it is different from ECC to S4 HANA. Okay, and how the advanced availability check functionality. Already in ECC we have availability check, and how it works in S4 HANA, and how the sales contract management works in S4 HANA, and accelerated customer returns. In traditional ECC we have normal customer returns process, but in S4 HANA we have accelerated customer returns. How this functionality works, and similarly with SAP digital payments, the new functionality has come up in S4 HANA, which was not there in ECC, and that is also in S4 HANA 2020 version we have. Like that, there are so many new features that we have in S4 HANA. Earlier, we have forwarding agent concept for consignment sales in ECC. In S4 HANA, we have customer consignments, additional functionality. Similarly, sales rebate processing, that is nothing but a settlement management we have in S4 HANA. So like that, there are a lot of new topics have come up. So traditional ECC, in addition to traditional ECC, we will be learning all these concepts. And by the end of the course, you should be able to comfortably, answer the questions related to all these new functionalities in S4 HANA. Okay. Lot of things are there. Third party returns, actually we don't have third party returns in standard ECC. Here in S4 HANA we have accelerated third party returns. Okay, so all these topics will be covered in addition to the, so for the people who know already about S4 ECC, for them all these are the new functionalities. Like in ECC we create a sales order using VA01 transaction, but here in S4 HANA we have the option of uploading is a Excel spreadsheet to create the sales documents. Similarly, we have a PDF files. If a customer sends a PDF file for us asking something, some materials to be sent in the larger organizations. Okay, so through email communications, they place an order. If the order is placed in the PDF format, directly you can upload the PDF to create the sales orders. These are the advanced functionalities in S4 HANA 2021 version. So like that, all these topics will be covered. Okay, a lot of new things to learn for you, for the people who already know ECC. Now let me get into the introduction, keeping in mind that people are new to SAP. Okay, I want to give some inputs. Okay, you will find the videos with the Banu Learning Solutions name in YouTube going forward. You for all these videos. Anyway, I'll send this video separately to your Google Drive. But however, if you want to have some overview, you will find it in the YouTube. Okay. So for the people who do not know what exactly is the SAP functionality, how it works, so I wanted to give a brief introduction about it. Is someone doing any text? I don't, I hear some noise. Okay, fine. So are you able to see the screen, right? Can someone answer?
Yes, we
Yeah,
can
no,
see.
yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, fine. See, To know what exactly the SAP, before getting into the SAP software or the application, I want to give you an overview like how it works in the business. This is completely a business application where anyone who want to start a business first with forget about SAP for some time. In order to start any business, we need to have some resources. Like to start up any business, we need to have a finance. Let's say we are into the production of a particular product. So in order to produce a product, let's start up a business. In order to start a business for the product, so first we need to have the finance available, and based on the finance, and we know once the product is finalized, we start a production of the particular product. Once the products are or the material is produced, it must go for the quality check. Without a quality check, okay, we usually do not sell the material to the customer. So we have a production planning, that is material is produced and it should have a quality check in place. Once the material is ready, quality also checked. Before sending it to the customer, usually we keep the material in something called warehouses, right? We produce a material in bulk and we keep them in the warehouse before selling it to the customer. And once customer places an order for the material, we sell the material to the customer. Okay, we sell the material to the customer, and once the material is sold to the customer from the warehouse or from the plant, in order to deliver to the customer place, there should be some logistic activities need to be done. Okay, logistics and transportation related activities have to be taken care in order to reach the material from our warehouse or a plant to the customer. And finally, once you deliver the goods to the customer, again this accounting will come into the picture, right? So it starts from the finance, ends with the accounting. So for any business in traditional way, not only in SAP, even outside business also, this is a like process where these resources are available to run the business. Now, let's say we have all these things available. Now we want to get into the a software where we want to run our business and where we want to depend on the business using a software application. Now, in the market, there are so many types of, so many ERP vendors or ERP softwares available. ERP is nothing but an enterprise resource planning. In the previous screen, we have seen that, that these are the resources. So all these resources are kept in the form of a software called ERP, enterprise resource planning. It is capable of managing all these things. And this ERP application, like we have mobile phones, there are different brands available, like iPhone we have, okay, we have Samsung, okay, like that there are so many brands available. In the similar way, ERP is the application, that is enterprise resource planning, a software application, and this application is provided by, these are the different vendors. SAP is one of the ERP applications, and this is what we are learning now, SAP. Okay, and in addition to SAP, in the market we have Oracle, then there is a Microsoft Dynamics, there is a PeopleSoft, there is JD Edwards, there is CBL CRM. There are so many ERP softwares available in the market. I have taken few as an example. But out of all these things, why SAP? They have their own advantages and disadvantages. Let's say Oracle. Oracle is capable of managing finance related applications. It is more successful in terms of the finance, handling finance related uh, applications. Then similarly we have Microsoft Dynamics. This one is good at the sales, handling sales related transactions or sales related data. Similarly, we have PeopleSoft. It is more successful in handling the HR related activities, like employee payroll, running employee payroll, all that HR related activities. This application is good at PeopleSoft. Then JD Edwards is one of the ERP application which is good at manufacturing or producing the material. Into the production related activities, it is good. Similarly, CBL CRM, this is customer relationship management, more into the HR and the sales combination of these two. This particular ERP application is more successful. When it comes to the SAP, this SAP is capable of handling. SAP is capable of handling so many business applications, and it is comfortably able to handle different functionalities in the business. Guys, voice not clear? Is my voice not clear?
It's clear now.
Vamshi, can you rejoin if it is not clear for you? Okay, fine. So they have their own, advantages and disadvantages. So SAP is capable of handling all the resources like finance, whatever we have discussed, all these applications. SAP is capable of handling it. That's the reason SAP is more successful ERP software compared to its competitors. Okay, like we choose a specific mobile phones like iPhone, like that. So any customer or any business, let's say we want to start up a business, we have finance, we have all the resources available, we want to go for an SAP, I mean ERP application. Then any company which is going into the SAP, it's a very, I mean, like a minimum, what to say that, not a small scale organizations. It should be minimum a medium scale or large scale organizations. For a big business only, they have based on their number of transactions and all, they go for the SAP application because it's very expensive actually. So then let's say we have a business, we want to go for an application, then we choose in the market available ERP applications. Okay, they have their own advantages and disadvantages. Then SAP is more successful because of a tight integration with so many functionalities, like starting from finance till the accounting side, it is capable of handling. That's the reason it is more successful. And if you see the SAP, if you see the SAP roadmap, it started somewhere in 1972 and till date, it's a market leader in the in the globe. Minimum all Fortune 500 companies are using SAP S/4HANA, SAP functionality as their ERP solution. Okay, and it was started somewhere in 1972, somewhere in the R by 2, that is real time two tier, we call it as two tier architecture. Then we have three tier architecture. R stands for real time. Slowly, I have not given a precise dates because it is not needed for us, just to give you an overview. Okay, it started like this: R by 2, R by 3, ECC. Then from ECC, now it is into the S4 HANA. Okay, the major difference between the ECC version and S4 HANA is that in the ECC, SAP company, whatever the database that they were in the need, they were buying it from Oracle. So some other company they were depending in order to store the data in terms of hardware. So in S4 HANA, SAP has developed their own in-memory concept, that their own database called HANA database. Okay, HANA, SAP HANA is the database, S4 HANA is the application. So now it is capable of maintaining its own data and applications. That's why it is now more successful and demanding application. Okay. So this is roadmap, like where it started and what are the different versions, and currently we are learning S4 HANA. And now let me get into the S4 HANA alone. What exactly is the S4 HANA? This is S4 HANA. HANA, it stands for High Performance Analytical Appliance. Okay, the version name, it is described like that. And from up to 2014 to 2014, ECC was into the ECC application was in place. So from 2015 onwards, SAP has come up with one, I mean, new feature called S4 HANA. Like we have upgradations in the mobile. Also we have five ways, like 6 6s, 7 plus, like that. Now we are into somewhere 14 14 Pro, 14 Pro Max in iPhone. In the similar way, They are discovering something and they are keeping as a new feature in the application and they are releasing as a version. So these are the S4 HANA versions available so far, and we are learning the latest one, 2021. 2022 also released, but it's not in the market. So if you are good at 2021, 2021, that is more than enough. 2022 has not come into the market yet. Okay. Now we will be learning this application. And here, if you see this, the first two digits, it talks about the year and the month. 2015 November, the first release came. It is 2016 and October it came. Then 17 again September, 18 September, 2019 September, then 2020, 2021. These are the different versions available. Like I have mentioned, mobile different versions like that. We will not touch ECC in this training. We will completely learn SAP S4 HANA. But whatever the some functionalities are there, like enterprise structure, it is there both in ECC and in S4 HANA. So for the new people who forget about ECC, you are learning S4 HANA 2021 version. Okay, for the people who know little, I mean who know knowledge in ECC, for them I am telling like some concepts are same, but initially I have told the new functionalities. All those new functionalities will be covered in this particular training. Okay. So far what have we discussed? We have discussed what exactly is the different resources needed in order to run any sort of a business outside for not in the SAP outside world. In order to run or in order to manage all these applications, companies depend on ERP software. So in the market, so many ERP softwares are available, and SAP is one among the ERP software. If you see the SAP specifically, it started from year somewhere 1972 till now. It has coming up. It is coming up with different versions, like R by 2, R by 3, R ECC, and ECC means Enterprise Central Component. Okay, and S4 HANA latest version of it. Okay, by 2025, all the companies who are using S4 HANA ECC must be migrated to S4 HANA. After 2025, every company must be migrated to the newer version because SAP is going to stop its support to ECC applications. That's the reason now S4 HANA is more demand because all companies are migrating to the S4 HANA now. So what exactly is the SAP? Okay, let's say SAP S4 HANA. What exactly it is? SAP, the description stands for Systems, Applications and Products in Data Processing. It's like systems, applications. We have different applications and products. Like we have different modules in that. How are we managing all these things? Okay, the abbreviation of it is Systems, Applications and Products in Data Processing. And SAP application, we have different modules actually. We have different modules in SAP application. They are broadly divided into functional, technical, and techno-functional. There are functional modules, more than 50 modules are there, but I have taken standard modules for every company. These are mandatory. If a company into the business, they definitely need FICO, finance and controlling. If the business is into the production of a product, for a product production, in order to produce the product, okay, in order to produce the product, production planning and quality management is mandatory. Okay, once a material is produced, let's say you are not producing 1 or 2 units, you are producing some thousands and lakhs of units. How do you manage? How do you manage all those materials in the warehouses? That is addressed by a module called materials management and warehouse management, MM and WM. Okay, once the material is ready, Once the material is ready for sale, then our module SD come into the picture, sales and distribution. Let's say if customer is placing an order for a material, if material is not available, then that is the responsibility of materials management module to maintain the stock for the material. How do they maintain stock? If they check it, if the material is not produced, then they will inform production planning. Hey, there is an order, please produce the material, so and so material, so and so quantity, like that. In order to produce the material for production team, they need some finance, like they need to buy some raw material, some machinery, something like that. Then they depend on FICO. Like that, the process starts from the finance, then they procure relevant raw material machinery in order to produce the material. Once the material is produced, then the quality management must come into the picture to check the quality. We usually see when we purchase a material, if it is a defective product, what do? We again return the return the material. So in order to avoid all those complaints, usually these companies go for a quality check, that is quality management, because they are investing a lot of money and reputation matters for them. If it is known that the products are defective, not good in condition, usually uh, over the period of time customers stop buying the product. That's the reason large organizations who are getting into the applications, they go for the quality management, that is quality check. So before releasing a product to customer, we definitely go for the quality management. Usually when we buy a material, we see there is a tested, okay, some stamp or some mark will be there. It means quality check is done for that particular material. Okay. Similarly, once the material is produced and the quality check is done, then the material management, warehouse management, they buy some big warehouses, then they keep the inventory ready. Inventory means a product which is ready to sell. Okay, they maintain inventory. And how do they maintain? Like in a large organization, so many materials, how to identify where or which material is stored? If you go to normal medical shop also, we see, based on the the diagnosis, or based on the procedure, based on the treatment, they keep the materials in different small storage locations. Whenever a customer asks for something, some medicine, they directly go to that particular place and pick it up. Assume that the warehouse is of somewhere minimum 1.5 to 2 acres land, and very big one. How to identify which material is available at what storage location? Okay, and how the material condition is maintained. All those things are taken care by and WM. And the latest we have for the WM, EWM is the another module, extended warehouse management. They completely take care of inbound, outbound logistics for the material. Like any new material is coming inside, how do they handle? If any material is going out of the warehouse, how do they handle, and from where this material is taken to the customer, taken for the delivery? All that stuff is handled in materials management and warehouse management. And then comes to the sales and distribution. If any customer is inquiring about a product, if a customer is taking quotations, if a customer is placing an order, how that particular material is handled in the sales orders, how the price of the material is calculated, how the confirmation of the order is sent to the customer. Let's say if you are buying something, let's say in Amazon or whatever it is, Flipkart, or at least in Redbus, that is sale transaction is happening. When you check for the availability and we place an order for the material, we see the price, everything is available, we see a price, we know the material, which material we are buying, we know when it is going to be delivered, what is the stock, whether stock is available or not. Okay, all these things are done, are managed in the background in the SAP application only. Okay, the moment we place an order, we are receiving a confirmation that your order is confirmed for so and so material and will be delivered in so and so date at so and so address. All those things are handled in SD module. Okay, we maintain the material availability, we maintain the delivery address of the customer, we maintain the material prices, and whatever the discount is available, the discount related things are also handled in SD. And once the customer is confirmed, Then the order acknowledgement, we call it as order confirmation or order acknowledgement, that is sent to the customer. So all those activities are handled in the sales and distribution. After sales and distribution, let's say order is confirmed, we know a delivery, we know a address where to deliver. Then how to take the route, how to send the goods from company to the customer. All those logistics related activities are handled in the LE and TRA module, logistics execution and transportation. So once the sales module is done, then LE TRA will take care of delivering the goods from plant to the customer, which route to take, which shipping point, some new terminology you will learn. So that is taken care by LETRA. And finally, again, once we sell a material to the customer and material is delivered at the customer place, then we provide an invoice to the customer or a billing document. Against the invoice or billing document, customer will make the payment. Who will take the payment again? The FICO will come into the picture. That is accounting. Okay. So these are the standard modules for any business. It is functional. Function means it's mandatory for the business. So all these functional modules are available in the SAP application. So there are so many other modules are also there. There is a plant maintenance, there is a project systems, there is a APO, there is a customer service CS module is there. So many are there. But these are the one highlighted, I mean functional, core functional modules. As long as there is a business existence, these functional modules are very much needed. And in addition to the functional modules, we have technical modules here. ABAP, I have quoted only few. ABAP security basis. So, like in order to communicate, I am using English as a language. In the similar way, in order to communicate, the information about all these modules, ABAP is a program, Advanced Business Application Programming Language. So ABAP is a coding, the programming language which is used in the SAP. So separate ABAP consultants would be there. Like we have SD consultant, we are SD consultants. Similarly, ABAP consultants are there. They take care of complete. They take care of complete coding related stuff. SAP already given the relevant programs and the functionalities. So if anything new that we need, then we depend on the ABAP consultant. Okay. Similarly, security is the another module. Then basis is the one who create our user ID, password, the validity, all that stuff is handled by basis. Security is another module where they learn, how to assign roles and authorizations to the user. Let's say I am a SD consultant, so I should be handling only SD related activities in the system. I should not be allowed. I should not be allowed to do any activities related to the finance. Like that, who is controlling the security module will control based on some roles and authorizations. Like that, these are the technical modules, and some techno-functional modules are there. These are called reporting tools. Whatever the sales transactions, whatever the inventory related transactions or production related activities, whatever the information is done through a functional, okay, all the transaction related data they are maintaining in the form of a reports. Okay, let's say the frontline manager or managing director or the CEO wants to know how many units of material A is sold in AP Telangana today. He wants to understand just a report. He makes it in some other country. He wants to just know it. See, there are some sales transactions happened in both the states, and finally, who will be able to provide the report? Sales SD team will provide some standard reports, but they want some different kind of reports. Those reports are handled by these modules: business warehouse, business intelligence, and business objects. These are the techno-functional modules. They are using the transactional data which already created in the system. So using the existing data, they are creating reports. So if you see broadly, SAP, it is a business application. They are into functional, technical, and techno-functional modules. Under functional modules, these are their standard functional modules. These are mandatory to run any business. and SD one is one among the module, one among the functional modules. Let's say business is into the service. Let's say Airtel, they are into the SAP application. So for Airtel is a company, they are a service provider. So for them, this PPQM is not required. Let's say production may not be required. Okay, they may need some pamphlets or advertising stuff, some marketing stuff. They may need it, but they are not completely into the deep production side. Similarly, when they are not producing any material, they may not need warehouse management related activities. Similarly, banking sectors are into the service, right? They don't need much PPQM related stuff. Like that, based on the business, based on the products or service that they are into, the modules are finalized. This is the scope of modules we say in SAP. What is the scope of the modules? So based on the business, the products and the service, then they are segregated and they are finalized. Okay, any company which is coming into the SAP, first implementation need to be done for the business. It means that they are running a business. We want to apply a SAP application to them. Then first time it goes for an implementation project. During an implementation, we identify how many modules are needed, whether finance is needed. Anyway, if it is service or a product, finance is needed. Then whether PPQM is needed or not, MMWM needed or not, compulsory. We have to see it. Similar sales is needed. If it is a service also, sales is happening. If it is a product also, sales is happening. Without SD module, anyway, service and product will not be sold. Banking people, banking sector also, let's say they are into the service, they are selling loans, they are selling different kind of schemes, right? So all those is come into the sales only. They have different home loan, personal loan, all these are the sales related things only they are doing. Okay, what I mean to say is functional modules play a very important role. Okay, even if you can see the compensation, the salaries are also functional have much salaries compared to the technical and the techno functional related stuff. Usually it happens. Functional guys are playing an important role because business is completely depending on functional modules. If you see specifically SD module, okay, SAP has different modules and that under functional SD is one among that module. If you see SD module, sales and distribution, SD stands for sales and distribution and it has different names also. Sales order management, order to cash, quotation to cash, QTC it is called. Okay, whatever is the name, the functionalities of SD consultant into these four areas: sales, shipping, billing, and payments. These are the four areas we will be working. You will be learning the controls and the applications in these four areas only. Slowly, I am drilling down. I mean, getting down into our main module. Okay, we have seen what are the resources available. We know what are the ERP applications available in the market. Then we choose SAP, and SAP is have it started somewhere 50 years back and still market leader. It means it is having very important role. And again, SAP has different modules: functional, technical, and techno functional. And sales and distribution is a functional module. And this functional module, sales and distribution, is also called as sales order management, order to cash, and quotation to cash. And we will be playing role in these four areas only in the complete course, and in the during work, real time work also. We will be doing a job either in the area of sales, shipping, billing, and payments. Here please note, sales means we are not going outside anywhere and we are not selling anything. Okay, you are controlling the business application sitting at your office or sitting at your home. We are not doing any sales related activities. We don't go outside and we don't sell anything. Okay, we control the application. Let's say sitting at your place, now we are controlling your business. Okay, what are the sales process they have, how they work. If there is any problem with the process, then sitting at our place, we fix the issue. Okay, we are learning software application, not the core sale. So these are the four major areas: sales, shipping, billing and payment. Okay, what are the activities done at the sales level, what are the activities done at the shipping level? Okay, what are the activities done at the shipping level, what are the activities at the billing level, all on the payment? All these levels we will learn in depth. Our course minimum next 100 hours would be in these four areas only. In order to the sales transaction, what type of sales we have? There are a lot of sales types. We have an inquiry, we have a quotation, we have standard sales, we have cash sales, we have rush order, we have third party sales, intercompany sales, like that. So many sales processes are there. Okay, like you have a product, you are dealing it with the different ways of selling. Similarly, we have different activities performed at the shipping level, like you pick the material, you pack the material, we send the material to the customer. Everything we are doing in the software, that is SAP application. Similarly, we have billings. If it is a service, we bill from order related billing. If it is a product, we create a sales order, we create a delivery, then we create a billing to the customer. Okay, and there are credit memos, debit memos, all this terminology you will understand, and we completely know the in and out of the system in the next 100 hours. Okay, similarly, payments, when customer is making the payment, how the payment is handled in the system. Okay, all that stuff will be covered in this payment area. So core areas are sales, shipping, billing and payments. Okay, so this is the terminology that we have used so far. Okay, this anyway, this PPT will be shared with you, you can have this. So ERP, enterprise resource planning, enterprise central component ECC, this is R by 2, means two-tier architecture. Earlier we had only database layer and presentation layer, application layer was not there. Then R by 3-tier architecture. Architecture means they have three type of layers. The database layer, it means if you create any data, let's say customers data, materials data, some sales transactions data, some pricing records data, all that stuff is stored in a database layer. And when you execute something, that is a presentation layer. Before it comes to the presentation layer, there is a application layer in middle. That application means it calculates what data we are asking, so system will bring that data from the database table and present it to the presentation layer. So database layer is the one which stores the data. Application layer, it performs all the related activities and the programming, and presentation layer is the one which we see in front end. Then the S4 HANA, this is HANA is high performance analytical appliance. This is the terminology. SAP stands for systems, applications and production data processing. This is order to cash, quotation to cash, sales order management. And to learn this SAP application, SAP has given one practice system, that is IDES. The practice system name is IDES, Internet Demonstration and Evaluation System. See, they have given lot of applications, but in order to implement them for the business, we should learn it. Where will we learn? They have given a practice system called IDES. In the practice system we learn, and in the real time we work for the business, we work for the clients. Okay, this is the thing that I wanted to cover today as an overview. Okay, every session will be with a presentation, then I will take you through the system so that you will understand. In the last batch and all, the material, it went to somewhere 200 pages. Okay, I want to reduce it, and the important points covered here, and the recordings will be there, and in the system we can see the demonstration. Okay, guys, do not hesitate. Okay, just let me know any questions, something that you want to అండర్స్టాండ్. ఒకవేళ మళ్ళీ మీకు ఏమైనా అర్థం కావాలంటే చెప్తాను. నేను జస్ట్ హై లెవెల్ ఓవర్వ్యూ చెప్పాము, వీ హ్యావ్ నాట్ టచ్డ్ ఎనీథింగ్ డెప్త్. ఏమైనా డౌట్లు ఉంటే అడగండి, then I'll clarify. Then we'll go to the system and I'll show you how SAP system looks like. Navya, do you want to ask anything?
No, no, yeah,
No. Is that clear?
yeah, clear.
Yeah. Yeah. Fine, guys. Hoping that you understood. Okay. Bharat, Likita,
Yes, Anna. Yes, Anna.
any clear? Is that clear so far?
Uh,
Okay, fine. Likita, you have any questions?
No, Mama.
Hmm, okay, fine. So this is the overview. Now let me go to the SAP system. For the people who, this is for the people first time, we will send you the link. You need to download the SAP application, and after downloading, it looks like this: SAP logon. Okay, you have to log on to the, click on this one, and these are the different versions. So here, properties. If you right click here, you will have something called properties. Under the properties, you need to add some application server. This demo, description can be anything. This description can be anything. Okay, you can put your own demo system name, like demo practicing S4 HANA, something like that. And I have different version. That's the reason I put the name 2021. So you can, as per your this one. But very important thing is application server instance. This is important. System ID. I'll tell you how to add it. Once you add it, okay, and you need to click on this one, and you need to go for the, you need to log in with your credentials. Okay, let me log in with my credentials. Similar way, you need to log into the SAP server. So first time, whenever you are given in the password, system will prompt for this one. They give some test 1 2 3 4 5 6, some password like that. Then you need to change to your password. Okay, so this is how the, SAP screen looks like. Okay, this is the initial screen. SAP screen is broadly divided into two sections, that is SAP Easy Access, and there is a SPRO. One more screen is called SPRO. This is a place where we enter a transaction code, a T code. It is called a T code. Transaction code we enter. Okay, this is another screen called customizing. Okay, in the complete life of SAP, we will work on the two screens only. That is, one is display IMG. This is IMG, means implementation guide. As a consultant, we configure all the things in the system, and the other screen is, easy access screen. This is a easy access screen where end users perform their day-to-day activities. Okay, there are only two screens that we will be working. Now I want to show you something here. Here, once you log in, it comes like this. So more system status. Here in the SAP system data, we can click this magnifying glass. Here, installed product versions. This is the S4 HANA version that we are using. SAP S4 HANA on-premise 2021 is the version that we are practicing. If you see in the same way in the EC system, it is showing like ECC 6.0, EHP5, EHP7 like that. Okay. Last week I had an interview for the 7+ years experience candidate. I asked him which version of S4 HANA that you are working. He said, what is the version? What is that version means? He said, which version of S4 HANA you are working for the last 4 years? That guy did not know which version of S4 HANA he is working. Okay. That is the first question. Even I have a today interview at 11:30. If they say SAP S4 HANA experience I have, I will definitely ask the question because version wise new functionalities have come up. Let's say convergent billing is one topic. If I ask him convergent billing, if he says I don't know what is that and all, first I should ask him which version you have done the SAP S4 HANA you are working. If he says 1909, if he says, I should not ask a question related to S4 HANA 2021 or 2020. That's the reason we usually ask the question, which version of S4 HANA that you are working. People coming without knowing the which version that they are working also. That much knowledge they have. Okay. If you properly understand it and practice it, definitely you will be into, very good position in SAP. No doubt in that because we are learning in depth. Hmm? So the main difference between ECC and S4 HANA is that here you see something called UIT FLP. There is a Fiori Launchpad. What does it mean? In ECC, we were doing everything in the SAP screen only. Even end user were creating order in SAP, configuration is done in SAP, everything in the SAP. In S4 HANA, we have this functionality called Fiori Launchpad. What does it mean? It's a Fiori. If I click here, this transaction, this is a user interface. UI stands for user interface. Okay. So here, user need not have a SAP system for creation of sales orders, all that stuff. Now everything is on mobile, right? So whatever is needed now for everything, we are not coming to computer and doing it. In order to book a ticket or in order to do anything, online shopping and all, we are using mobile phones. The similar way, SAP has come up with this option called Fiori Launchpad. Fiori Launchpad this is capable of this Fiori Launchpads. No, SAP now working on. Okay, I think some domain I need to add. I'll add it later. Okay, some domain you will also get that error. The domain you need to add it. I'll tell you how to add it. So see the advantage in S4 HANA is that users can work on the mobile phones, they can work on their tablet, they can work on computer, wherever is internet available, that's it. They can do their SAP job. It means creation of sales order through mobile phones, okay, tracking the data through mobile phones, everything is possible in S4 HANA, but in ECC it was not possible. That is a major difference. That is user interface. Remaining thing is same in configuration side, everything is same. Of course, new functionalities are there, but things wise it is same. But the major difference is user interface. They create sales orders, they create deliveries, they create everything in the using a Fiori app. Okay, using the Fiori app they can create it. So for the new students, so this is a SAP Easy Access is the place where end users go to this particular place. Let's say sales transactions they want to execute. They come here, they get into this and create various activities. Like they want to create an inquiry, they come here, they execute this particular icon, and they create the inquiry documents. Similarly, they create a quotation. See, here they'll create an inquiry document. They give some information and they save it. Then inquiry number gets generated in the SAP system. Okay. Similarly, quotations, sales orders, everything. These activities are performed by end user. SAP Easy Access is for easily accessible for end users. Okay. Here we are consultants. Okay, we are not end users. End users is means like, there is a business for them. SAP we have implemented. Finally, who is going to use the system? Their employees. That is nothing but their end users. For them, we will provide a training, everything that slowly you will understand. We implement a software, we provide a training to them. Then after that, they keep using the system. If they come up with any questions or any issues, then they raise the tickets, then support team will handle it. So the high level difference is that, okay, major two screens here. See, order type, they give something, some OR, and I'll tell you what OR, that is standard order. So they give some order type something, then they get into the system and create some information. They enter a customer, they enter a material, they enter a quantity, and system will fetch the data. Every system will fetch the data completely, and they save it. So that number, whatever the sales order number that they get, that number is sent back to the customer, saying that you have placed an order. This is the material, this is the quantity. Like that, system will communicate to the customer in the form of an output. Usually we see when we book something, immediately we get the order confirmation. Even for Swiggy food also, your order is confirmed with so and so order number. This is an item that you have placed, like that. In the similar way, from SAP, information is communicated to the customer. Yeah, this is the first time in the system. That's why it is taking some time. So the two major differences is SAP Easy Access, where end users perform their activities, and SAP IMG screen, where consultants we configure the system as per the business requirement. And at a time, maximum 6 screens you can open. See, new GUI window, new GUI window. It means if you click, if you see this icon here, this is a logon pad. This is where we entered into the system, and these are the 4 screens so far we have opened. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and maximum 6 screens you can open at a time. Maximum 6 screens, because sometimes what happen, there is a issue with the billing document. I want to check what happened in the delivery document, what happened in the sales level, who is the customer, what is the material, like that. I want to check all the information. For that reason, SAP has given an option to use 6 screens here. If I try to open one more, system will send this message saying that what happened, maximum number of sessions reached. Okay, yeah, usually 6 sessions are there. It is allowing more than that. Maybe this is a new feature which I am also not aware. For after 6 sessions, it says that maximum number of sessions reached, but now it is allowing so many screens. One second, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. New session. Yeah. So that is the major difference. Yeah. From here only we need to type. This is a called transaction command bar. Here we need to enter a specific transactions. Once you are familiar with the transaction, let's say order creation. Okay. Here our module sales and distribution. Here order creation, we have something called VA01. If you are familiar, after some time, straight away we will use this VA01 here. SAP is not case sensitive, so you can use small letters, capital letters, whatever it is. Once you enter the transaction code, the system will take you inside of it, and then we'll create it. That is the one screen, easy access. The other one is a customizing activity, where all customizing activities are done. I have used the transaction SPRO. Otherwise, from here also you can go tools. From the default to the system, you log into the SAP Easy Access, and from here you can go to tools, customizing, IMG, SPRO. Okay, you will learn most of the things in our module called sales and distribution. Okay, here we will learn sales and distribution. This is an arrow. If you click arrow, it opens like this. Okay, for everything SAP has given a document. For everything there is a document maintained here. This is an icon, IMG activity documentation. If you click here, they have given a lot of information to read. This much documentation is there. Slowly you will understand it. See, this is the first day, so you will get a lot of things. So the major difference is, first you need to get the access. Okay, with the credentials, once you log in, system will default take you to the easy access screen where end users perform their day-to-day activities, and as a consultant we log into the IMG screen and we configure the system here. Usually end users do not have authorization to log into the IMG activity, because here only consultants will work. Like we are consultants, we have an access for both. We configure it, we test it. For everything we have an access, but end users do not have an access here. This is a restricted area for them. Okay, that is taken care by security module. So what I say is, for today we'll stop here. Okay, for today we'll stop here, and from tomorrow we will see what exactly is the activities done at the sales level, what are the different sales transactions we have, and in order to run those sales transactions, what information is needed in the SAP system, what information is needed in the SAP system to run the transactions, that is enterprise structure and all. Then we will start. Okay, we will continue from the enterprise structure maybe after 2-3 days. First we want to understand the application, then we will get into the system.